go. Keep going, driver. Just slow. What's up, guys? It's Mike, Dirty Mike's Garage. Currently on our way back to Florida. We stopped at south of the border, and we're going to do a quick build breakdown video of Chris's GX. So we're going to get started on that right now. All right, Chris, you want to introduce yourself and your GX here?
My name's Chris. This is my 2008 Lexus GX470 with minor modifications.
Oh yeah.
37s, solid axle swap, Dana 60 up front with a Sterling 10.5 in the rear.
Nice. It looks like it's got pretty nice paint on it.
Yeah, this is actually Sand Dollar Pearl. It's the paint that's known for flaking on these trucks. This one was actually repainted under warranty, and when I got it, it was probably one of the nicer white GXs out there. Now it has pinstripes and all sorts of nice little gashes.
Nice. So what made you want to do a solid axle swap on it?
So the big problem with these trucks, the whole platform really, is in the front, the CV axles and tie rods. If you want to try to run heavier wheels and tires, they just don't hold up. In the rear, the 8-inch ring gear is kind of notorious for blowing up. I've known several people to blow them up, and they just don't hold up to weight. The upgrade for the rear is the 8.2, which is stronger, but it's still not very strong. So the idea behind this build is reliability. Is go drive somewhere, wheel it as hard as I want, have nothing break, and come back home. No big deal.
Nice. All right. And so tell me a little bit about, let's just start from the front. We'll work our way back. What kind of bumper do you have here?
All right, this is the Coastal Off-Road high clearance bumper. This is my first big welding project ever. I have the bull bars, Badlands Harbor Freight winch. This is a 12,000 pound. Rigid lights, TEQ Customs headlights. These are new.
Nice.
Up front, I have high steer, Dana 60. It's a high pinion Super Dana 60. Very heavy duty with Barnes 4-wheel drive, Heims, and bungs with just DOM tubing.
What axle would you find something like this in?
This axle is found in 05 up Ford F-250s.
Nice.
Very, very heavy duty ring gear. This is the biggest upgrade that people typically do, usually in the rear of these trucks, is the Dana 60.
Yeah. And I see you were talking about, you got the high steer on it.
Yep, I have high steer. This is a Barnes 4-wheel drive kit that's made for the Super Dana 60 knuckles.
Nice.
I have 12-inch universal coilovers with Barnes towers, Perry-Part bump stops. This setup is mostly down travel, so I have at any given moment about 4 inches just at ride height, but then as I go and articulate, it'll drop down to the full 12 inches. It looks pretty wild when it's fully flexed out.
Nice.
The frame is plated for reinforcement. It's a 1/4-inch plate. This is actually for a 4th gen 4Runner.
And is this a kit that you bought to get the axle underneath it?
Kind of. The actual kit itself is by Rockhound Off-Road. They have this cross member. You cut out the factory cross member, you weld this one in, it drops out. It's a really nice piece of kit. And then it gives you 2 links. You could do a radius arm, or you could do a 3-link. You'd have to add an additional mount.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of the backbone of the whole build right here, is this cross member.
So that whole cross member replaces the stock one?
Right. It's
Okay.
Much more heavy duty, and it supports the links and keeps the axle attached to the actual frame itself.
Nice. I see it looks like you got some headers in there too.
Yep, I have Doug Thorley headers. They've been modified in order to accommodate the solid axle swap.
Gotcha.
And I have my exhaust system is actually a high clearance shorty exhaust system, again to accommodate the solid axle swap and the rear 3-link.
Hell yeah. What wheels are these?
These are Raceline beadlocks.
Yeah, they look good.
They look pretty nice when they're clean. Right now they're not clean.
Instead of Mickey Thompson tires, you said these are 37s?
These are 37-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Bosses.
Nice.
They're mud terrains, and they are fantastic. They will get you through just about anything. The Racelines let me get them down to about 10 psi, which is what we were running this weekend, and it just absolutely chews up anything.
Is the engine pretty much stock other than the headers?
The engine is stock aside from the headers.
Yeah.
I do have Hewitt SAIS Delete.
Yeah.
That's another big backbone of these trucks in particular, is the secondary air injection system is known to fail. And pretty much everything I've done to this vehicle is to avoid unplanned or unrepairable failures when I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
The last thing you need is to go into limp mode when you're at the bottom of a trail.
Just looking at your light bar up there. What I don't know if I recognize that brand. What do you got going on up here?
So this is a rigid light bar that I built myself. They don't provide anything from the factory that gave the look I wanted.
Yeah,
so this
it looks
is actually
good.
a Prinsu roof rack for the GX. I modified it, and I had brackets made via Sin-Cut Sin that I designed in order to accommodate the lights, and then I cut the wind fairing in order to notch them out.
Nice.
It's
Yeah,
a
it looks good.
custom setup. It provides way more light than I ever need, but again, the whole point is to be able to find myself in any situation,
Yeah,
and not be stuck.
Tell me about the snorkel, and then what is this guy here?
So the snorkel is actually eBay special.
Okay.
This truck overseas is kind of known as the Prado Land Cruiser 120. So that means there's actually a lot of availability. This is just a generic Chinese snorkel. I found it to be exactly the same as the Dobinsons.
Nice.
Or any of the other big brands. Up top, I have, it's called a Cyclone air cleaner. This is a 91-400. And the idea is that it uses centrifugal force to eject the majority of like large dirt particles.
Nice.
That's really great in Florida, where it's just very
Sand,
sandy,
yeah,
mud.
dust.
Try to keep my air filter cleaner a little bit longer.
Nice. What kind of sliders you got going on?
These are custom sliders. There's a dude that was on the GXOR pages, the Facebook pages, making these, and I ended up buying them from him for, I think it was like $400, maybe $500 shipped.
And they're weld on?
Yep, they're weld on.
Okay, cool.
This is actually before I knew how to weld. I had a buddy weld them on. He tagged them on, and they've been very strong.
Nice.
The whole truck will be supported by these without any flex or any bending.
Gotcha.
I've come down on them pretty hard a few times, and they've done a great job.
Hell yeah. And before we start moving to the back of the truck, I was just checking out. It looks like you've got a little bit of a body mount chop, and you did some trimming right here for the tires.
Right. Well, even with the solid axle swap, you're going to have to trim some. So I have a basic body mount chop. A lot of people do the body mount relocations, which I think is great. But in this situation, I don't really need it. I've shaved this a bit in order to clear it full lock. It still rubs a little bit. I'm going to have to take some more off after this last trip. But I do a pretty good job clearing everything. Part of it is the ride height's so low, and because it's all down travel.
Gotcha.
You don't really have any issues with moving up. The wheel will tuck up pretty well, but not so much that you're ripping fenders off.
Gotcha. Now, I know what this is, but maybe some people won't understand. But tell me a little bit about this upper link right here.
So radius arms are known for driving really well. They're basically an OEM setup. The radius arm itself doesn't want to flex because it keeps the pinion angle stationary. So as the truck tries to move back and forth and articulate, it really won't move very much. What this is a flex link. It's basically a slip yoke built into the upper pinion control of the radius arm. And when you pull the pin, just like a grenade, you can pull this pin out. It allows the slip yoke to move back and forth. It allows the axle to rotate.
I got you.
As it is right now, this thing will drive down the highway. We've been driving for the better part of 100 miles, going 75 miles an hour or so.
Yeah.
And it's very stable on the highway. But whenever you want to go off-road, you pull that pin. It'll allow all the flex I need.
Yep.
This is not a dedicated rock crawler. I never built it to be a dedicated rock crawler. The goal is to be able to road trip anywhere, do what I want, which is mild rock crawling and heavy off-roading, and then drive home.
Yep. Now, I know we're in the middle of a trip right now, but let's open up the door real quick and just show off the transfer case setup that we got going on.
So here, I have an FJ Cruiser transfer case. It's been modified to accommodate twin sticks. So that allows me to independently control high and low, as well as two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive.
Okay, so it's not a doubler, right? It's just a regular transfer case.
Just a regular FJ Cruiser transfer case,
Gotcha.
specifically out of the automatic transmission models.
Yeah.
The benefit to it is being able to go too low can be very, very beneficial, especially up front. I have a lunchbox locker. It's a manual locker. So whenever the front end is locked in with the hubs, it's very hard to move. What you can do, what I did do this past weekend, is momentarily shift into two-wheel drive. It allows you to rotate those wheels and get a little bit more play.
Yeah.
I don't have hydro assist yet, so this thing could be a real bear to steer. But for the most part, it's great. The factory Toyota unit is pretty good. I'm not going to say it's comparable to like an Atlas or anything like that, but it's a very solid for what I need. Very solid. I have blown them up before. It happens.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of it's the game.
Nice.
Inside, this was a nav truck. I converted it to non-nav, and slowly been just kind of working on the interior. I reupholstered the seats, done some paint work just to modernize things a little bit. But it's been a great daily, a great everyday truck. It's also very good for road trips, very comfortable. The heated seats came in.
Nice.
Saved my life this weekend.
It was pretty cold. Okay, so let's move on to the back of the truck. We'll take a look at this bumper and swing out setup you got.
So this was at one point a True North Fabrications rear swing out and high clearance. They call it a hybrid bumper. I've modified it pretty heavily since then. The swing out and the hinge piece itself is largely unmodified, aside for converting the 6 lug Toyota wheel pattern to the 8 lug Ford pattern.
I like the Lexus logo you added in there. That's nice.
I have to make sure everybody knows I'm driving a Lexus. This is actually cut out. Most of the sheet metal that I've actually done myself is cut out and designed by me through Cut Send. It's a great company, very easy to work with. This is included.
Nice.
More pieces, more lights. These are actually my backup lights. Eventually I'll wire them to be controlled by a switch panel.
Yeah, and you did that because on the GX, the reverse lights are in the center.
Reverse lights are right here.
Yeah.
So not only is this thing big and hard to see out of, but with the big spare tire, you just really don't see anything out the back. So these lights, they let me see when I back up so I don't run over a fence.
Yep.
The rear, Sterling 10.5.
Yeah. So this is also out of a F250, correct?
It's out of an F250. It's been trussed. I have a long arm 3-link. Running 538 gears with a Ford E-Locker. And right now I have basically the factory shock setup, but eventually I will upgrade. This is an intermittent build where I just upgrade as I can, upgrade it as I need it.
Nice. Yeah, it says it's a Barnes truss.
Yep.
Mostly Barnes hardware and brackets, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Barnes is basically the backbone of this build. Pretty much everything you see here, from the lower arm links, pin hard mount, the coil spring brackets, the cover, are all Barnes.
Nice.
I love them as a company, and if they want to sponsor me, I'm right here.
Hell yeah. I like the tag too. That's clever. Lexish. That's awesome. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap this video up, but Chris and I wanted to give you guys a good breakdown of his GX, and I think this might be the start of a build breakdown series of various off-road builds, probably mostly local to us, but we'll see where it takes us. We've got a lot of cool trucks in our area, so we'd like to showcase them a little bit, and there's a wide variety of trucks too. You know, we've got the solid axle swap GX, we've got my Sequoia, and we've also got a bunch of other nice rigs, overland builds and stuff like that in the Jacksonville area. So we're going to start on that. But thanks for watching. Chris, thank you. We'll catch you later.